Small city shit.
Welcome back to the Western Mass Simulated High School season presented by Dream Bat Company. Today we're going to go over some league leaders, the top 15 power rankings, some games of the week, and then we're going to have an interview with Nichols pitching coach and recruiting coordinator, Adam Goss.
We're going to start out this week with our league leaders after week one. First, for batting average, we have Connor Tuig from Agawam High School. He's leading everyone with batting average with the 390 average. And then we have three guys tied at a 375 clip. Benny Rodriguez from West Springfield and Justin Kolpak and Om Patel from East Hampton High School. Leading the league in home runs is Om Patel from East Hampton with 4. And then we have 4 other guys tied with 3 home runs each. We have Wilson Berdesia from West Springfield, Benny Rodriguez also from West Springfield, San Feliciano from East Long Meadow, and Nick Taylor from Pittsfield. The last offensive category, runs batted in. We have 2 guys at the top, Alex DeForest and San Feliciano. DeForest is from Agawam High School. Feliciano's from East Long Meadow, as we mentioned. Both of them have 8 RBIs. And then we have 3 other guys right below them, right behind them with 7. Jack Dwyer and Chris Torres, both from West Springfield, and Nick Wilkin from Ludlow High School. Now on to the pitching side of things. Leading all of Western Mass in wins is Mark Ferrari from Athol with 3 wins. And then we have a couple guys tied with 2 wins. We have San Feliciano from East Long Meadow, David Terrell from Westfield, Giovanni Merced from Putnam, Om Patel from East Hampton, and Jack Feltovic from Hopkins Academy. The next pitching category, my favorite one with strikeouts. We have 2 guys tied up top with Mark Ferrari from Athol and Isaiah Colon from Holyoke High School. Both have 28 strikeouts. Next 2 guys have 27, which are David Terrell from Westfield and Giovanni Merced from Putnam. Our last pitching category is ERA. We have Mark Ferrari up top again with a 1.8 ERA. Tied with him is Anthony Rosado from Holyoke. And in third, we have Dakota Durkee from Westfield Tech. He has a 2.66 ERA.
When I shoot my shot on net, no backboard. When I shoot my shot on net, no.
For the power rankings this week, we did top 15. Coming in 15th, starting off, is Putnam. 14th is Ware. 13th, Southwick. 12th, Chicopee. 11th, Athol. And then starting off the top 10, Central is in number 10th. 9th, East Long Meadow. 8th, Ludlow. Number 7 is Taconic. Number 6, Westfield. And starting off in our top 5 is West Springfield, Pope Francis, and Minnechaug. And for our top 2 is Amherst, who's leading D1. And number 1 spot is Chicopee Comp.
Our game of the week is Chicopee Comp, the number 1 overall team, and the number 3 overall team, Minnechaug. They play on Thursday. Some other games to watch at the Division 4 level. We have 14th ranked Ware. They're also in first place in Division 4A, taking on the second place team with Lee on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have the number 7 ranked team, Taconic, taking on number 13 Southwick. And then on Friday, we have the number 2 ranked Amherst, taking on number 4 ranked Pope Francis. All right, now we're going to welcome Adam Goss. He's the pitching coach and recruiting coordinator from Nichols College. It's a Division III school up in Dudley, Mass. Goss is a former player at Franklin Pierce, where he was able to make the College World Series in 2016. So Adam, thanks for coming on. First question I guess we have for you is, you guys have gotten a lot of guys from Western Mass in the past couple of years. Can you just touch on some of the guys that you have and talk to us about each one of them.
Yeah, so there's 3 guys right now on the roster. We got Nate Cormier, starting shortstop, definitely one of our best players. He's from Sandusfield, went to Monument Mountain High. And then we got Brody Altier, one of our go-to relievers out of the pen. He's from North Adams. Definitely one of my favorite guys on the team. Always, he's a character, but nobody I'd rather have the ball in a big spot than Brody. And then Matt York from Southampton went to Hampshire Regional. He's definitely he's in the picture in the outfield for us. Good bat, plays a pretty good outfield, and you could say he's the team, one of the team clowns in a good way. High team chemistry guy. Joy to be around. So yeah, I mean, like you said, Maz, we do pretty well out there. Between those 3 alone, it's a pretty strong foundation of the program. Kind of between your program and watching you guys play all the time, we're kind of looking forward to keeping that going. So,
So just talking about the success that you guys have had with the Western Mass guys and recruiting, players from our region. What are some things that you guys look for in players from not just Western Mass, but across our region and across the country?
Yeah, so the number one thing, kind of like philosophy-wise, and one thing that Coach Mayo really wants is we like to recruit up the middle. So even like a lot of our first basemen or corner outfielders, our first baseman, like Michael Sabluski, for example, kind of backs up Kyle Bouchard over there at first. He was brought in as, a middle infielder, played some third in high school, but we, kind of transitioned him over to first. The same thing obviously goes for the outfield. We try to recruit center fielders who either move to left or right, or sometimes stay in center, depending on, what the roster looks like. But we just try to recruit athletes across the board. We want to be able to, inflict pressure on our opponents. So, we'll look for the big bats. There's always room for, the Kyle Bouchards of the world in your lineup. But we really try to get as quick and athletic as we possibly can across the board. And then from a pitching standpoint, Coach Mayo likes to say that we're pitching you because we got 2 pitching guys on staff. But we just like strike throwers. Honestly, I don't care if you throw 72, 92, anything in between. We want you to be able to fill up the strike zone. Because we have a really good D behind us, Nate Cormier, Western Mass guy. Throw him a plug. We want our pitchers to just fill up the zone, limit free bases. Velo's a plus. Obviously, we got guys that can get it up there. Jack DeSenzo, he gets it up there, but he's also in the zone a lot. So, we try to limit inflicting our damage on ourselves. Baseball's a hard enough game as it is on the mound. So, strike throwers. I'm a big slider guy. Coach Mayo's a big changeup guy, so we got a nice mix there from an off-speed perspective. If you're a 3-pitch guy, with a fastball, breaking ball, and changeup, we foresee you having the potential to be a starter. And then obviously the 2-pitch guys, you're going to be pitching out of the pen more so. But that's really it.
So since this whole COVID thing has happened, how have you changed your philosophy? Well, not philosophy, but like how you go about recruiting?
Yeah. So, obviously a lot of things are up in the air. You guys, running a program together kind of know that more so than anybody. But, the number one thing that we're pivoting to right now is kind of recruiting through video. One thing I would say to any players that are watching this is be honest in your own evaluations of yourselves. And when you do put recruiting videos together, if you're a pitcher, we want to obviously see, your mechanics, and we want to see, the ball coming out of your hand. But if you're going to put velocity, or you're going to tell us you throw 86, let's try to get some sort of velocity reading in your video, so we know. But we're trying to do the best we can as it relates to COVID. We're kind of just waiting and seeing from an event standpoint, but we're not going to really allow it to hamper our 2021 class. We've already kind of reached out to some of the guys that we've seen last year. We take a lot of pride every year in taking notes not only on the class that we're currently recruiting, but future classes as well. So we all, busted our tails last summer, took good notes on the 21. So we have a pretty good reading on, a lot of New England players that we're really interested in. So, like I said about the, events and stuff like that, we're going to kind of just leave it up to state and local officials to when we can get out and see guys. But the two ways that we're kind of going about it is referencing guys that we saw last year, reaching out to coaches about them, things like that. And then obviously the whole video component, which is going to be really important for incoming seniors.
And just going off with everything with the video,
Yeah.
Goss mentioned make sure that you're honest with your evaluation. Get some velo readings in your video. There are ways to hook up, different things like pocket radar or any type of radar gun that you could put specifically in the video, and that just adds credibility to the video, as well as it allows college coaches to actually see, physically see what what the player is like. Nichols is a Division III school. So one of the things with Division III is there are no athletic scholarships, and it's pretty much just financial aid and merit money based. So guys, if you can just touch a little bit on what you guys offer from a just basic financial package, and maybe different tiers that you guys have to help guys with good grades or not as good grades get in.
Yep. So any student that's accepted starts out from a merit perspective. They start out at 10,500. This fluctuates every year, but for this incoming senior class, so if you get accepted, you get 10,500 right off the bat, and that goes all the way up to 18 grand, depending on your grades, your SAT scores. And then another cool thing that they admissions added in last year, is if you get we are SAT optional, but if you do submit your SATs and you get above a 1040, it automatically knocks you up a tier. So let's say you have GPA that would qualify you for 16,500, which is the second highest tier, but you get 1,100 on your SAT, that's going to knock you up to that $18,000 range. And then also we do kind of stockpile that on top of any federal financial aid you'll get. So our average cost of tuition for this year was $28,000, which is right around 50% of our cost of tuition. So our cost of tuition this year was $49,000. So it's pretty competitive in terms of merit aid that we give out.
Once guys are on campus and on the roster, what are some things that you guys do from a player development standpoint?
So our number one foundation for player development, from a program standpoint, and Coach Mayo, every recruit that steps on campus, he's pretty upfront about it. We want to be the more physical team, literally when we step off the bus for road games or walk to the field for home games. So we have a full-time strength coach, Coach Bob. Younger guy, brings a ton of energy to the program. Guys love him. So our guys are in there, anywhere from 4 to 6 days a week, whenever you're on campus. So even in season, we're lifting. That's kind of, in our opinion, what separates, I guess you could say, the men from the boys. Every player that we recruit has an ability to play college baseball, but kind of the way that you develop and, get your body more physically ready for the college game. You got 40 plus games in a short period of time. It's all kind of comes down to, what you do in the weight room. Aside from that, obviously, is reps. It's a year-round process. Summer ball is a huge part of it. Place our guys all over the country. We have this year, obviously, before a lot of summer leagues canceled and stuff like that, we had guys going to the Futures League up here in New England. We had some guys going down to Florida. One player was actually going to the Puerto Rico League. Just trying to get guys to develop year round. And aside from that, we utilize a lot of tools, and from a pitching standpoint, I can speak to that a ton. We're a drive line program. Maz is smiling right there. He loves it. We don't really we're starting to consider going into more of the weighted ball velocity training stuff this upcoming year. But the last 2 years, we've been doing a lot of the plyo care, prehab, rehab stuff. Just trying to get guys healthier, kind of clean up some mechanical issues through those exercises, and, just get them recovering quicker. And then we're also, one thing that we just bought actually literally yesterday is a Clean Fuego. I don't know how familiar you guys are with those. Basically, it's a baseball cut like a hockey puck, and it just kind of helps you work on spin efficiency. Kind of got to do a little more research into it, but just playing, we have an overweight and a regulation weight. So with our changeups, we can work on arm speed with that. And then just kind of trying to get, obviously with a four-seam fastball, backspin, just trying to get more of a clean spin. And you can get visual direct feedback through that. So between pitching, we got drive line, the clean fuegos, use core velocity belts. But those are kind of our three pillars: weight training, repetition, and then utilizing any tools that we can. Video is also a big part of it. We videotape our pitchers and hitters for visual feedback a ton as well.
What are some of the positives out of this whole COVID situation that you think, Nichols is going to benefit from and overall the baseball program?
So, the biggest thing is, we have 5 of our 7 seniors from this past year coming back. Some of the pillars of the program, Kyle Bouchard, Christian Akari in the middle of the lineup. We got Jack DeCenzo, Brody Altier, and Andrew Charbonneau. 3 of our key pitchers coming back as well. So easy question to that is, we have a really talented freshman class coming in, and then you couple that with those 5 guys coming back. It should make for a really talented roster this coming up this fall and into the spring. And a ton of competition too. Those freshmen that were coming in, kind of thinking that, Bush and Nakari and, all those guys were gone. Now they're going to be pushing for playing time behind those guys. And it's just going to create, really good competition across the board. And then, non-baseball related, the number one thing I would say is, personally, I found a lot more time to spend with my family. That this time of year, Matt, as you guys know, that you're really not, there's no time for it. I miss baseball a ton, obviously, but it's been kind of nice to take a breath and, kind of, like I said, spend a little bit more time with my family.
For guys that are interested in Nichols and potentially playing at Nichols, what's the easiest way to get seen? Obviously right now it's not a great time to get seen, but what's one way that, guys can get on your guys' radar?
Yeah, so I'm going to hit on it a little bit earlier, but sending us an email with some video attached. My email is adam.goss, G-O-S-S, @nichols.edu. Just kind of giving us a quick write-up about yourself, what you're interested in, why you think Nichols might be a good fit. I was actually talking to some other coaches on the staff the other day about, emails that we do receive from student athletes, and they're very generic. When I get an email from an athlete, I like to see that they've done some research into Nichols. The number one thing that drives me crazy is when a kid will email me and they have science listed as a major. And Brian, you know pretty well that Nichols doesn't have any sciences. So I want to know, why you think Nichols might be a good fit for you, and then kind of obviously go into your athletic background with some video. Traditionally, we have camps year-round, prospect camps, team camps that you could come out, get to know the staff pretty well, get a good hands-on experience, and then if we like you, we'd reach out to you. So those are kind of the 2 avenues. But obviously, right now with COVID-19 going on, emails definitely the best way.
All right, thanks, Adam, for joining us today. Obviously, if you guys are interested in Nichols, contact Coach Goss, and I'm sure he'll get back to you. Don't forget the video attached to it, and don't forget the if you have velocity readings, don't forget those with the radar gun in it.
Thanks for joining us this week. Tune in next Wednesday, and we'll have another guest on.